Hello and welcome to the Rask Network. What you're about to hear and see is limited to general financial information only. Please be sure to speak to your financial planner or refer to our financial services guide available at rask.com.au/FSG before acting on the information.
G'day, I'm Mitchell. I'm the head of funds management here at Rask. I'm also a dad. You might think this guy in finance with 15 plus years experience, he must have all the answers to raising kids and balancing a budget, etc. But you're wrong. Like all parents, I'm figuring this stuff out. And I'm not the only one. Joining me for this special series on the Australian Finance Podcast is my friend and fellow parent, Phoebe Kohler. We'll be tackling the issues that matter when starting, raising, and growing a family. Through this family finance series, we'll discuss everything that matters to you, including the stuff you most worry about. From discovering the dangers of walking into baby bunting unprepared, picking a good school, to an empty nest or divorce. We're here to support you and have a lot of fun along the way. We'll be joined by Siobhan Ashby, who's a financial planner, and we may have a few other special guests along the way. But two things to note. One, when Phoebe and I are talking about our kids, it's almost impossible not to let some expletives fly. And two, we want to hear from you. We always love feedback, and especially for this particular series. So let us know what you think, and also send in any questions or topics you want us to cover, because at the end of the day, we want this content to be relevant to you and your family. So let's get into it. InvestSmart's Phoebe Kohler, thank you for joining me on this family finance mini-series.
G'day, thanks very much for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Now, PK, can we start off with your family stats? How many kids you've got, maybe how many kids in the extended family, etc.?
Yep, so I've got one kid, proud owner of one kid, 3.5, Rosie. We're going to stop there. We are what they call in the business one and done. But extended, my sister's got 3 kids ranging from 9 months to 6. My brother's got 1 or 2.
1 or 2?
There'll be another one along shortly.
Oh, okay, rightio. Very good. Well, I've got one boy. He's 2.5, Wilbur. And we are also one and done.
Mm.
You know, what surprised me was it was actually me who asked, do you think we're done, in that inquisitive fashion? And I didn't think that I'd be keen for another.
The check-in, the 1-year-old check-in. Where are we at? How are we doing?
It was about that.
Yeah.
And it was my partner, Claire, who put her foot down and said, nah, and it did not want to go back to the sleepless nights.
Yeah, I really understand that.
That was the one and done. That was it. End of conversation. We moved on.
Yeah.
Now, so today's episode, Phoebe, this is going to be our first episode of the mini-series on the Family Finance Podcast. And so we're starting off on a playful note. Me and you have surveyed all of our friends.
We have.
And we have come up with a definitive list of the most useless shit you think you need to run out there and purchase when you become a parent. So hopefully this list can save people some money, can save them at least an hour in the aisles of baby bunting.
Oh, God, and the rest. Baby bunting, they keep it dark on purpose. No lights in baby bunting on purpose.
Really?
I shouldn't say that.
It's been a long time since I've been in one. We only did one trip. But I guarantee you every single prospective parent is forming a list and thinks they need to go in there and get all of these things.
Absolutely right. So let's see if we can tick a few things off that list for them.
You know, when I got Claire to put this out to her mother's group, the first initial response from everyone was, let me bring up my spreadsheet.
Yes.
Was that the same at your end?
No, but I think I must have more disorganised friends than Claire.
So the spreadsheets were brought up. And before we get into the top most useless items, we'll count them down Family Feud style, the survey says.
Family Feud style.
Any items on here that stick out to you, PK? Completely useless, but not in the top 10.
A jolly jumper is not something anybody needs, I don't think. And also a bottle warmer. Isn't that what a mug's for?
So a bottle warmer. So a bottle warmer is this round thing that you put water in, you sit the bottle in it, turn it on, and it keeps it warm. It just bobs around at the top. My experience, the bottle did anyway.
Right.
We had one, and you're absolutely useless.
Well, in that, I mean, if you put a bottle inside a mug,
yeah,
it'll be right.
I actually never thought about that. So what we did, instead of like a bottle warmer, when we figured out this thing's bloody useless, because we were bottle feeding from a pretty early on stage.
Yeah.
Basically, we boiled the jug.
Yep.
Kept the boiled water in there.
Yep.
Then when we needed it, heated it up just a little bit, job done. That's what we did. I don't know. Is that bad?
No, I don't think so.
He's alive.
We kept a jug because Rosie was formula fed, so we kept a jug of boiled cooled water in an old T2 jug that you could screw the top on.
Been an infusion situation.
Yeah, and it sat on the bench for 2 years. Maybe not 2 years, maybe 18 months, but it was there. It was green. And then if I needed to heat it up, I would put it in a mug of water.
There you go.
So I think that bottle warmer is on my top list of unnecessary items. But I will also say to you that these are just our opinions.
Yes. So
we don't like to yuck anyone's yum.
If you cannot live without your bottle warmer, perfect.
More power to you.
Exactly. So there was every single thing that probably came up on this list amongst all the groups of people. There was someone who said, oh, no, I found that really, really useful.
That's right.
And if it gets you through that first 12 months, buy it.
Because that's right. Anything to get you through, really.
But I'm going to say as well, one thing that I am incredibly grateful for is my partner's Facebook Marketplace game.
She's switched on to it.
Incredibly good at purchasing, incredibly good at reselling.
Yeah, that's a real skill.
Yes, yeah, so the framing, there would always be a plant stand, devil's ivy hanging down, item there next to it, nice and bright, etc. Bang, that's the shot, and it moves.
Okay, so then I want to know what's the most she's made off her Facebook Marketplace.
I don't think we made any money. Like we didn't, like as in we didn't.
I've put it in the wrong way. What was the highest ticket item? What's the big dog item that she sold on Facebook Marketplace? And you were so proud of her.
Oh,
and she was proud of herself.
The biggest ticket item in this list that we moved, you know it, and it's
it. I know it. We both all love it.
All right, so it was a snoo, and so the snoo is something that I've put up there as my top 5 pieces of equipment I wish we never bought.
Yeah.
When I said that I had one, you were shocked.
I was really shocked. It is out of character regards to bouginess.
You're not the first person this week to say that to me. And look, I didn't know what a snoo was. It wasn't, I'm just putting it out there, it was not my purchase. But for those out there who do not know what a snoo is, it's a baby bassinet for them to sleep in for the first, say, 8 months. It's a very high tech piece of kit, and you essentially strap the baby into this sack that clips in to the snoo, and it responds by shaking and making, that sounds bad, gently rocking and making noises to mimic being in the womb. It makes noises.
Didn't realize it made noises.
And it responds to the baby's own motion and noises as well. So if the baby wakes up, the snoo is meant to rock it back to sleep.
Oh, maybe I was wrong about it.
No, in my experience, it was completely useless, and I ended up rocking him back to sleep every single time, and then had to try and clip him back into the bloody thing. And then he would inevitably wake up as I fumbled with the clips at 2 a.m. in the morning. But I've got friends who couldn't live without it. They think it's brilliant, right? And they're on round 2 of their babies. So that would be baby number 2. And I actually asked them last night, did you guys, thinking I was quite the smart ass, thinking that they would say, oh, no, we didn't bother with it. But no, it like saves us from getting up 3 or 4 times a night. But so the reason why it's on my list is because of the sheer expense. It's like they're about $2,000 or there or thereabouts. So it's expensive.
It's a huge amount of money.
But their resale value is quite high. You
And
do get a fair bit of that back.
There are some people who rent it. You can rent one off Facebook Marketplace.
You can rent Snooze. Yeah. You can rent, for someone out there looking at baby equipment, you can rent most of it. To be honest, like your baby capsule for the
We
car.
did that. Yeah,
You
we
rent a baby
rented
capsule.
a baby capsule. That worked quite well.
When we go on holiday, sometimes if we had gone on holiday and we wanted like a pretty sturdy pram for getting around, there's a company called Baby for Hire all around Australia pretty much. And so we'd have a pram dropped off at the Airbnb.
Gee, that's good because the ones that you can get that you can take on the plane are about $1,000 worth.
They're very good. So this is on my list. So I'm going to read out to you a couple of absolute howlers that friends of ours came back with. A cashmere romper.
I mean, it's a fancy baby in a cashmere romper, isn't it?
I thought it was quite good. A cashmere romper. There is one on this list here, and you were wondering how the hell did that get there and who put it there. A tuxedo.
What is a tuxedo?
It's a little dinner suit.
For a baby?
Claire brought one for Wilbur.
I've never heard the likes of it.
He had a little dinner suit, had a little bow tie and everything.
I want a picture.
He never wore it.
Was it like a 3-piece job?
Yeah, but it was kind of like the vest was kind of like sewn on type of thing. It wasn't like you weren't dressing him up into a little 3-piece suit, 3 individual pieces.
Like a boutonniere? Oh, no, that's not a tuxedo, is it?
Also, so the other things that this never came up with anyone else, but it came up with me. And I said this because, once again, it was an incredibly expensive piece of kit. It's a thing called an owlet sock. Now, I first want to say, like, if you have one and it works for you and it saves you a lot of anxiety, and
absolutely go for it.
Absolutely
Yeah.
go for it. So I can imagine that there's a lot of people who really, really like this thing. For us, didn't work so much. Wilbur, a real wriggler. So the owlet
Sucked it off. You would have taken it off.
Yeah, well, the owlet sock is this thing that wraps around your foot, or the child's foot, and it's got little sensors on it. You then have it's connected to, well, it's kind of like wirelessly connected to a base, and you also then have an app on your phone, and the app tells you his heart rate,
Yep.
and blood oxygen.
Yep.
So friends of ours said to me, you've got to get it, yada, yada, yada. They are highly anxious people, generally speaking. We're not. We're pretty, laissez-faire. But it never stayed on. And as soon as the little bugger wriggled it off, of course, the sock thinks, we don't have a heartbeat here. And the little bass goes absolutely, not a little alarm, it really goes. So if he's just gotten to sleep, wriggled the sock off, and then the alarm's going, imagine the amount of times I could tell you how many times, twice, and then I stopped using it. I ran in there to shut the bloody thing up. Anyway.
I don't know any kids, in my experience, babies would not go for that. They would not let a big honking sock on their foot.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure Mr. Owlet sells a whole truckload of these, and there's a lot of people who absolutely love it, but it wasn't for me. Another thing that came up, and my mate said this, and look, there's going to be some people out there who absolutely love this and really worked for, and we went through this as well, and geez, it's maybe wasn't so great for us. It was hypnobirthing. A hypnobirthing course.
Tell me about a hypnobirthing course, because I don't know.
You didn't
about
go down
it.
that path.
I
It's
did
like the
not,
Lamar's courses and all that kind of stuff. But this one is all about, trying to, it's not about hypnotism, but it's like that, as the name might suggest, but it's about keeping in a calm state, et cetera, et cetera. And
the doctor doesn't say balloon, and she
it was absolute
baby.
rubbish. Yeah, sorry, it didn't. Because when you're in there, and I don't want to give away the for those who are about to experience this joy, the mysteries of, because if I told you, none of my friends told me what really happens in there. It's a wild.
It's a wild scene.
It's the Wild West in there.
It's a wild scene.
Yeah, you throw all of that out the window.
Yeah, you do.
And you're just in the hands. So someone else said to me in this survey that candles, music, all this kind of stuff that they thought they were going to have in the birthing suite.
Doesn't mean much.
They said, don't worry about it. You know, it just they wish they never spent any money on that. Another thing that came up regularly as well was the coming home outfit. Like, what are we going to dress them in for their fur?
What did Wilbur come home in?
I don't know.
To your point.
I know it was pouring rain and I had to double park the car at the front because we live near Lygon Street and it was a Friday or Saturday night, and as you can imagine, Lygon Street, she a bit busy.
Were you nervous driving home with Wilbur in the car the first time?
Yeah. I couldn't believe that when I was walking out with him in the bassinet, that like there was no one to escort us to the car or give us instructions or anything. It's like, see you, mate.
Yeah. Lee drove really slowly down Victoria Parade. Really, really slowly. It's like going 35.
Let's get into what I would call top 5.
Please.
Shoes for a baby or shoes for any child under 1?
No good.
No good. Do not waste your money on them. If you're gifted shoes, fantastic, wonderful, go nuts. But from my experience, they're never in anything other than barefoot, socks, or zipped up in a onesie.
Yep. What's the point? No shoes. Shoes, get in the bin.
Shoes in the bin. Speaking of, any outfit that someone has said, and multiple people said this, any outfit that is not an easy zip-up onesie, essentially.
So this is that's my number 1.
Right. Your number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my number 1, particularly sub 3 months old. If it's got particularly snap poppers, they're terrible. If it's no zips, no good.
And right, here's one. This came up multiple times as well in the survey. A coffee holder for your pram.
Yeah, I kind of liked my coffee holder, but it was a bit floppy. I did really tighten it.
We got one and it was a cheap one and it was just absolutely useless. It was like $30 wasted.
Yeah, that's shit.
Yeah, so they're about $50, $80 depending on your pram.
Yeah, and they're specific to your pram also. That's how they get you.
That is how big pram gets you. But everyone, like so many people said coffee holder. So you've got a coffee holder. It's called your hands. You know, you get the combo, the coffee holder and the phone holder. Did you see? I'm
noticing more prams with bassinets now. So really early stage have the phone holder and not the coffee holder.
Right. What's like? What are they playing? Pokemon Go on the
Must
on the move?
Be. Bit of Candy Crush on the
go. All right. So what have we done? We've done coffee holder, coming home outfit. Here's one. So many people have said change table.
Yeah, I'm interested in this because my mate said the same.
Heaps of my friends said change table, and they said just change them on the bed, change them on the floor.
So I think we did it well. We used the change table on top of the chest of drawers.
So did you have...
Because you got to have a chest of drawers, so you might as well just chuck the baby on it.
That's true. So we got this like thick silicon kind of mat thing.
Yeah,
that we could put...
hose off one. Leander. Yeah.
Oh, right, so the hose off one. And so occasionally it needed a hose now. But that just slotted on top of a set of chest of drawers.
Yeah, same with us, yeah. But we just got a latex pad. It's like $20.
Yeah.
It was good. It worked fine. And in fact, I used it until pretty recently and she's 3.5. Yeah.
I can't remember. I don't remember when we got rid of our one, but that was one we definitely could not resell for the full value on Marketplace.
It's seen some action.
Stain or two.
Yeah, seen some action.
All right. This one, I'll put this one at number 2. I've got to use a delicate term for this. a baby carrier, like so strapped to your front or back. And so many people said a non-ergonomic baby carrier, because I had an ergonomic one. You gave us your ergonomic one. I would do laps almost every day of Lygon Street with Wilbur asleep, and it helped us actually get out of the house and have dinners, the standing up dinners.
Yeah. High
table only.
That's right.
Yeah.
Works though.
Yeah. I mean, the amount of croissant crumbs Wilbur got in his hair as I was walking along eating. So an ergonomic baby carrier is in my must-have. My must-haves. Yeah. This one that people are referring to is essentially glorified cloth.
So like a ring, I think they call it a ring carrier, and you strap it around yourself and it's got like one buckle that sits on your shoulder.
It's basically just a big sheet.
I tried it with Rosie once and I didn't dare stand up. But obviously I wasn't doing it right. You know.
So many people have said these big cloth ones, no, in the bin, see you later.
See you later.
Speaking of in the bin, the top answer for our survey of things that you should save your money on for other things, because there will be plenty to spend your money on down the track.
As we will go into.
Childcare, for example. Don't get us started. But speaking of money things to absolutely save your money on, a nappy bin. This was by far and away the number one answer. So if you're listening to this and you're in baby bunting right now, stocking up, get that nappy bin out.
Put it back on the shelf.
Get it out of the trolley.
Because the way they get you with the nappy bin is you need the cartridges, and you need the special cartridges, which is basically a sausage of
bags.
Bags.
Yeah.
I mean, personally speaking, when a Coles bag and a doorknob exists, you cut it.
It's like the Gillette model. The razor, the handle,
they'll
the
get you
apparatus is
with the
cheap.
razors.
It's the razors that get you. Fantastic business model to invest in. Maybe let's look up who actually makes nappy bins and makes those
Tommy
nappy bins.
Tippy.
Mr. Tommy Tippy.
I believe.
That's true. I'll see if we can invest in that in Tommy Tippy. But we started out, we made the mistake of getting a nappy bin. It was the first thing in the cart.
We all have it. Like, we say this with love to the Tommy Tippy nappy bin, but it's crap.
And so, but eventually I realised we had a nappy bin. It was called a bin.
Correct, right? Yeah.
So save yourself, I don't know, look, I'm going to guess it was probably $50.
No, mate.
No, have I
You've
blanked?
undercooked that.
How much
Hang
is
on,
it?
let's have a look.
Come on. I'm going to bring up a few others whilst you're looking it up. Other people said any clothing that isn't 100% cotton. Also, dummies and bottles before you've even decided if you're going to be bottle feeding.
Yeah, that's a good one, because you just don't know what's going to happen in the way. You don't know how you're going to feed your baby. You just don't.
And also on that note, like breast pumps and things like that before you'd even gone down that direction, if you're going to be doing that. And if you do need actually a good one, you can rent them from a lot of chemists.
Yeah, I bought a very fancy pump and did not need it.
Did you resell it?
You can't sell them on Marketplace because they're medical equipment. They're classed as medical equipment.
Oh, so you're stuck with it.
Well, no, I worked around it. You won't sell them country. Look, we used it for a very torturous 6-week period. Anyway, Tommy Tippy bins.
Yes.
$69.99. So you weren't far wrong.
And does that probably comes with one refill?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Cartridge.
One cartridge. So everyone, thanks for joining us for this.
Oh, we're done already.
Are we?
Are we?
Is there anything else you want to get off your chest about shit you buy for a baby?
I don't think so.
All right, I thought we were done. Actually, I'm going to bring something up because I did not put this on the list, and I think you did. You must have. PPTP.
Yeah, they're the PIDs.
What's a PPTP?
Well, you're the father of the boy. They're the little TP-looking things that you put over the boy's penis so it doesn't wee all over you. He doesn't wee all over you.
What, when you're changing him?
Yeah.
I reckon And look, I'm pretty, if anyone's seen me in the flesh, I'm pretty sharp on my feet.
Sometimes I want to just get you.
So I was able to move. But no, it only happened maybe like not even a handful of times.
Yeah.
Like twice, 3 times. Certainly
PPTP.
never enough for me to go, I need something to cover this up.
They exist and they're useless.
I'm glad to be finding out about them now. All right, I'm going to finish up again now, Phoebe. PK, thanks for joining me. Now, this is episode number 1 in a 5-part series that we've done with our really good friend Siobhan Ashby from Northeast Wealth. She is a financial advisor, and we talk all things. It's not just about babies.
It's not.
It's not just about kids. It's about dealing with your finances with your partner and loved ones. It's also then goes into how to future-proof yourself against the unexpected accidents, divorce, things like that. So, but we absolutely want to hear from people. Tell us if you enjoy hearing about this messy grey area that is life, and send in your questions. Because if we do get a big bank of questions as well, I'll drag everyone back in and we'll do a Q&A episode as well at the end. So you can send your questions. There's a link in the show notes below. But PK, thank you, and we'll catch you again really soon. And hope everyone put that nappy bin down, put the PPTPs away.
That's right. No more PPTPs.
Cheers, PK.
See ya.
Thanks for watching this video on the RAS Network. While you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get videos each and every day on business, finance, investing, and so much more.